We're Howard and Katelyn of the New State Nomads. In 2023, we're visiting all 51 national parks in the continental U.S. in a Winnebago Vista National Park Foundation limited edition.
In this episode, you'll learn how we are living in this full-time and what the transition was like going from Class C RV living to Class A RV life.
John Millis, the Class A product manager, gave us a great tour of his favorite features of the new Vista NPF.
We've had a nice partnership with the National Park Foundation the last few years, where we came out with a National Park Travato van and then a National Park Solus van and now a new Vista National Park NPF edition. This coach could go into about 85% of the campgrounds by the length that it is. So that's why we chose this particular floor plan, because of being able to access a good amount of national parks. It has a special paint job exclusive to the national park. We have premium LED headlamps that you're looking at here. We have a lot of black trim highlights on the NPF that you can see here on the grille. Very exclusive features and a look to the National Park Foundation unit. We have the frameless tinted windows that are brand new this year. Moving back, lots of storage. Large pass-through storage. This coach is really made for entertainment. You have a nice sized TV here. I believe that's a 39-inch diagonal TV for outside entertainment. You have the outdoor speakers also that can play. There's a switch inside that diverts the sound from inside the dash radio to outside also, so you can enjoy music. And then we get to the exterior kitchen. It's really the highlight of the exterior here, so if you love entertaining family and friends outside, this is a great feature. Lots of storage, and all these cabinets, as far as the drawers have positive latches, so they're not going to come open in your travels. But again, lots of storage up here for those items you want to get to when you're entertaining, cooking outside. A very durable, rugged stainless steel sink and stainless steel faucet.
And a bottle opener.
And a bottle opener, the all-important bottle opener. We have a patio awning here. That's, I believe, a 20-foot patio awning. And then with the batwing awning, as we call it, which is a 270-degree pivoting awning. When both awnings are out, you have roughly 300 square feet of canopy space. So for a 29, 30-foot unit like this, that's really unheard of to have that much canopy space. So you can stay outside, have fun, entertain, keep the family outside.
So now on to my favorite part. Let's go inside and take a tour of the Vista NPF.
This is what we call the Town and Country. It uses Salinas cabinetry. Very rustic feel to it when you look at the hardware and the cabinetry itself. This is the interior we picked to launch the National Park NPF in, so we thought it was appropriate, with the warm tones, the earth tones and everything. Everyone that's seen it really loves it.
Welcome to our office, also known as the dinette. Katelyn and I actually work across from each other, so space is always a consideration, and what I think is really cool about this is what they call the high-low dinette. So what you do is you squeeze these handles on the side, this lifts up, and now you have a standing desk with storage underneath. That's totally awesome. There's also power right here as well as 12 volt, so you can keep working regardless of if you're plugged in or not.
This is kind of an exclusive feature to the National Park unit, so it's functional. It's kind of pretty, but it's functional.
Art, I love it.
Yeah, but it's magnetic. So as you go to the various national parks and you collect those little magnets, you can always stick them on there.
We finally have a place for magnets.
I know it.
Yeah.
So, but it's a dry ink erase board also, so you can make notes on it, that type of thing.
And that brings us to the Winnebago Connect. Now this is brand new for this model year. Winnebago Connect allows you to control almost everything on the coach from either this screen or from a mobile app. You can monitor the status of your tanks, turn on and off your water pump, water heater. You can even check the weather where you're at. You can turn on and off the generator. You can control your temperature both in the front and in the rear of the RV. And you can also control all the lights based on zone or by the individual light itself. And you can control your bed lift and any of the slides or the jacks. Did you get all that? Because if you didn't, there's a QR code right here. You can scan that and it will show you exactly how to use this system.
One of the most important features of the electrical system is the Auto Gen Start, or AGS as we call it for short. The AGS system works in a couple different ways. You can set it to automatically come on, your generator come on, when your battery charge state gets to a certain level. The other is your air conditioning. If you're away and you have a pet inside the coach and you want to keep it comfortable inside the coach, you can set the Auto Gen Start to have the generator come on at a certain temperature level. And then there's the quiet time. If you're in a national park campground, or any campground where there's restrictions on running generators at certain times, there is a quiet time start and end setting.
So you don't even have to worry about it. It's like, oh, 7 p.m., it's quiet time, and your generator just automatically
Yep.
shuts off.
Yep.
That's great. Which leads us to one of my favorite parts here in the coach, and that is the galley kitchen. We love to cook a lot, so this is a very important area for us, and it is beautiful with Corian countertops and backsplash, including a very nice tile inlay. It's got a nice double stainless steel sink with a retractable sprayer. And there's a ton of storage here in the galley. We use these little containers here to keep all the pots and pans and everything nice and secure. We've got lots of deep drawers here. So we keep like all of our Tupperware and everything in there. This one, we've got all of our spices. And then down here, access to all of our like freezer bags. Here we've got our microwave, and right below that is our stove. This is a 3-burner recessed range top with a black glass folding cover, has backlit control knobs, and a stainless steel control panel. And then we also have the optional range with a large oven, which is great for cooking meals. Moving down the galley here, we have a large 10 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator. This is an electric only fridge that uses a compressor, meaning it cools down quickly and stays cool. And right next to our refrigerator is our pantry, and it's the full length from the ceiling to the floor, and there's tons of storage in here. Winnebago also includes several of these baskets, which makes it nice and easy to access all of your dry goods. And here under the bed, there's even more storage. This lifts up, and we use this area for heavier things like our canned goods or any of those extra pantry items that we're not using on a day-to-day basis. And that leads us here to the bedroom, which is definitely one of my favorite rooms here in the Vista MPF. We have a huge king-size bed that is very comfortable and so much storage space here, including this amazing wardrobe. We each have our own side so we can hang all of our clothes up, and again with the very deep drawers, there are 6 of these here along the wardrobe, so you can fit all the clothing your heart desires. Time to check out another very important room, the bathroom. A couple of things that I love in here right off the bat. There's a lot of natural light from the skylight. There is great counter space for doing my makeup and my hair and all of that good stuff. We have a porcelain toilet, and over here is our very large shower, which also doubles as Scout's bedroom, so that's why you see a dog bed in here. We've added a couple more features for us, so we like to hang our laundry basket here using these command hooks. We have a towel in here to kind of wipe down the shower, and there are built-in shelves, but we added an extra basket, and we have a flexible shower head. We upgraded ours to the Oxygenics 2-gallon per minute shower head to help conserve water. Which leads us to the difference between Class C RV life and Class A RV life.
There are differences. First of all, with a Class A, what I have noticed is how fast it is to set up. I can't explain it, but it takes us way less time to get to the campsite and set up, get the slides out and everything compared to our Class C. I'm thinking it's because of all the storage space.
I guess. We lived in a Class C for almost 5 years, and so I do feel like we got really good at our routine. But yeah, I think it has to do with the amount of storage space here, and so everything is already in place and we're just pushing a couple of buttons and then it's good to go. Like, I'm not moving or pulling a bunch of things out or setting things up in the same way.
The other thing that I've noticed is just from a standpoint of the way that it drives, it does handle differently. You kind of have to almost like 1/1000, 2/1000 before you start turning, just because of the turning radius and just the way in which it maneuvers. But what I will say though is the upgraded suspension on the Vista NPF is legit. It is really a pleasure to drive. I know Katelyn hasn't really driven it yet, except for about 30 seconds. She drove about 30 seconds.
Big difference from the Class C to the Class A. I am extremely comfortable driving our Navion, but this one is just a different beast in my mind, and so I want to make sure that when I'm doing it for the first time, we're in like a big parking lot where nobody else is around. I know that once I get a couple of turns under my belt, then I will feel a lot better.
I think it'll be fine.
And then we'll be able to share driving duties again. But it's nice because in this one, just the ride is so smooth and so comfortable, and you were talking about that upgraded sway bar. You don't really feel the bumps and all of that at all. Like, it is solid. It is a solid ride.
Ford provides an upgraded sway bar, but then Winnebago adds to that special sumo springs, and that's on all 4 sides, all 4 tires. That makes a big difference, and you can feel it.
Another big difference is, of course, having a designated bedroom. I really like this because Howard is a much earlier riser than I am, so he can get up and be out here in the living space, and I can keep sleeping soundly back there. There's a door that closes it off, so I really like that. I do love the Murphy bed in our Navion because we're not cannibalizing space while we're working during the day, but in this rig, it doesn't matter. Like, you have that extra space, and so having a dedicated bedroom is so nice.
I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50. I feel like if it was shorter and, like, for instance, we only had like a drop-down bed, but it was like a more substantial drop-down bed, like a king-size bed or something, I would do that. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I also like the direction that Winnebago is going with unifying all the controls. You know, on our Navion, there was a whole series of switches and buttons, and frankly, they were in a bunch of different places. And the ability to control everything from a single screen, and in the future an app from literally anywhere in the world, that's pretty amazing. I think about like scenarios, for example, you're trying to level the RV and maybe you need to go outside and you want to lower down to monitor as the jacks are going down. You can do that, whereas in our Navion we can't.
Something that I really like in the Vista NPF is the designated workspace up front. Because I'm not sharing the driving responsibilities right now, I am working while we're driving, and so being able to have an actual desk to work from is such a nice feature.
I'm a big fan of all of the outdoor awning space. I think that's going to be really awesome, particularly when we're out west. Being able to have all that shade to really like enjoy the outdoors and truly treat it as like an additional room on the RV, I think that's gonna be incredible.
I know, having that outdoor kitchen space and just being able to grab a cold drink like after we come in from a hike and, you know, get some iced tea or something like that, that is just such a nice feature. And the Vista NPF is only about 5 feet longer than our Navion, but if you're an RVer or you've spent any amount of time in an RV, you know how much like a foot of space can mean to you. So we're getting a lot more just in those 5 feet.
And there's so much more storage. I have to say that overall, we're coming into Class A that has possibly double the amount of storage as we did in our Navion, including the ability to store our bikes underneath the RV for the first time, because we didn't have a storage compartment large enough to be able to actually hold our folding bikes. That's awesome. Well, we're just getting started with Class A life, but we want to know, what do you think about Class A life? If you've been in both Class A and Class C, or maybe Class B and Class C, tell us what some of the differences and maybe some of the strengths and weaknesses of each one have been for you.
And you can always follow along on our journey, both here on the Winnebago site and on our site, newstatenomads.com/nationalparks. Thanks for watching.
See ya.